whenever someone comes back from a relapse, I traditionally have asked that person what happened. And the answers that I get are as varied as people who relapse. The girlfriend broke up with me and I lost the job and I got in a fight with my dad and blah, blah, blah. So I'd ask them, were you working with others? Were you praying and meditating in the morning? Were you doing nightly review in the evening? Were you regularly 10-stepping with other people in recovery? I would ask people these questions and they would across the board say, no, I stopped doing those things. You got this version of the story that you're telling over here, and you got these three things over here. I wasn't 12-stepping, I wasn't 11-stepping, I wasn't 10-stepping. And those three things are the thing you have in common with everybody else who's relapsed. And that's a fourth of the program. But then I started to wonder, why do people stop praying and meditating, stop calling their sponsor for a 10-step, stop doing nightly review, working with others? Why do people stop doing these steps? So I started asking people, did you finish all your amends? And they would say no. I did 2 or 3 of the big ones, and really no one else lived in this state, blah, blah, blah. But it's not just people who relapse. People in the program who have hit a wall. I haven't relapsed yet, thank God. I'm not doing 10 steps. I'm not praying and meditating. I'm not doing nightly review. I'm not working with others. And I know I'm in dangerous territory. And I'll ask those people, have you finished your amends? And they would say no. And so I'm starting to see a connection between not completing the amends in step 9 and not doing the maintenance and growth steps of 10, 11, and 12. And I started wondering, well, what's the connection there? And I believe it to be, in the 10 step, for example, we continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. And when these crop up, we ask God at once to remove them. We discuss them with another person immediately. And then what's it say? Make amends quickly if we've harmed anyone. Now, what if I haven't harmed anyone in regard to the particular resentment or the particular bit of selfishness that I'm 10-stepping? But I do have this list over here of 10, 15 amends that I haven't made yet. What about in the nightly review? Where was I resentful, selfish, dishonest, afraid? Do I owe an apology? Well, what if I don't owe an apology for anything today, but I've got this dangling list of amends over here? What about step 12? You're working with another alcoholic and you're taking them through the steps and you bring them to the amends and you're encouraging them to make the tough amends that you realize you yourself haven't made yet. Suddenly, these 3 processes, steps 10, 11, and 12, which are meant to be spiritually nourishing and uplifting steps, suddenly they begin to grate against your soul. And I believe this is why people stop doing 10, 11, and 12, is because they haven't completed this amends list. And without being able to look at that amends list and seeing names getting crossed off of them regularly, 10, 11, and 12 begin to grate against your soul. And that's why people stop working them.